I decided to wait a few days before making this video, precisely because I wanted to see what would happen after the launch. I'm glad I did that since they've already changed things. So if I had released it on Friday, for example, I would have complained about a few things here that they're working on and fixing. But anyway, this video is to talk about the BF6. My opinion, what I think about the game, the positive points, the negative points. I want to make it very clear that this is my opinion. You can disagree, that's totally fine. There's no problem with that. In fact, leave your opinion here in the comments. What do you think about the game? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What would you like to see change? How has your experience been? Leave a comment here for me, okay? And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to bring a lot of content. I'll make videos about mouse and keyboard settings and settings for controllers. I've found ways to boost PC performance and will share them too. I'll teach you how to play as a sniper. There will be sniper gameplay. Click there and hit the bell. New video daily at 5 or 6 post Meridian plus, a morning live stream as usual. But then, the first topic here is the most controversial topic in the whole game. Many people will probably curse at me in the comments, and that's fine. What is it? The movement. On the first day, I wasn't liking the movement. I'll explain why in a moment. They nerfed it a lot from the beta to the final version. It was much stronger than I expected. The feeling when playing the game on the first day was that you couldn't even move. You had to stand still all the time, because the moment you moved, you were penalized. I'm finding it really interesting, because there's this little rivalry between Call of Duty and BF, right? I'm seeing a lot of people talking a bunch of nonsense on the internet. Yeah, do you want to slide back to Call of Duty? Do you want to jump back to Call of Duty? As if BF was a game that stuck to the ground, right? Which it never was, guys. BF3 and BF4, which are the most loved ones. They were games with extremely fast movement. There was no penalty at all. You would jump, aim down sights, shoot while jumping. You could drop shot easily. There were broken, overpowered movements back when people used to do that. So like, I have a theory about these guys, man. If you see a comment from Zanotto saying, I don't know what to drag, sit down, go back to Call of Duty. BF isn't for you.
Is not like that.
I don't know what. This guy has probably never played a BF in his life, because anyone who's played BF3 or BF4 or BF5 knows that BF does have it, yes. Movement isn't exaggerated like in Call of Duty, it never was, but you could, yes, make a lot of plays using movement too. The sprint in this game is the slowest of all the BFs. Except when you have the knife in your hand, when you pull out the knife. In this game, you run more or less neck and neck with the other BFs. But if you have a gun in your hand, the other BFs, look, they're much faster, guys. So we know I'm talking about movement. I'm not referring to the movement in Call of Duty. I'm not talking about walking on walls or doing backflips, okay? I'm talking about movement in BF. I played a lot of BF3, a lot of BF4. Those are my favorites. So that's the basis I'm talking about, okay? Before you comment on anything, at least have some background knowledge. But let's get to what I was feeling about the movement. They gave two really strong nerfs. The first was to the jump. They set a single speed for jumping. When you were walking, no matter what was happening, you would jump this one jump. Okay, one jump. I'm not talking about bunny hop or 3 jumps. No, one jump. This jump was really holding the character back. Especially with the knife, guys. When you had the knife in your hand and you jumped almost instantly, your character would kind of freeze in the air. Then I saw a lot of people saying, oh, because...
Is this realism? It's because, I don't know, when a soldier is at war, he uses equipment. It's very heavy, that's why
he
isn't moving forward.
Guys, stay focused. This is a game. In fact, they're already fixing it. They've already fixed some weapons. Not all of them, but they're working on it, okay? So, you who were doing those silly things, look, you ended up embarrassed. The second thing they really nerfed, guys, is the penalty when you're moving, jumping, sliding, and all that. The character's aim shakes a lot. It's very strong. The beta already had a big penalty. When you were jumping and doing all those things, did your aim already go all over the place like this? But they made it worse. So that caught me off guard a bit. Why? It felt like it was meant to keep you from moving around the map. But hold on, they're working on all this stuff. They're listening to the community's feedback. They've already fixed a bunch of weapons. The feel of the game has improved a lot after this last update they released. I don't remember if it was on Saturday or Sunday, but the feeling of walking, running, sliding, and jumping has improved a lot. Guys, I don't think the game needs to have exaggerated movement, you know? I think the game can be good with slower movement, more focused on realism. But I think the feeling of walking around the map has to be cool, you know? And that was what was bothering me, the feeling. It was kind of stiff, you know? And now it's gotten a bit better. I guess they'll bring more updates that will make this feeling even better, alright? But anyway, if you come from Call of Duty, you're going to feel an initial shock, especially on your first day playing. Because Call of Duty is really fast. Guys, Call of Duty is super quick. There's people jumping everywhere. And this game, it's a bit more like grounded. So that's weird at first. So this first point for me was a negative, but now I'm starting to think it's becoming a positive. The sound in the game is really good. Seriously, guys, the sound design in this game is just amazing. The sound of the weapons, the shot from the silenced sniper, the sound of tanks and helicopters passing by, bombs dropping nearby, the sound of footsteps, you can hear it all. I still don't know what the best setup is. Even for sound, I just did a basic configuration, but honestly, the game's default settings are already excellent. It's not a game where you have to download 3 programs just to tweak the settings like it is with Call of Duty. I'm talking about Warzone, okay? People just download 3 programs and change a lot of things, just so you can improve the sound of footsteps. This game isn't very good, honestly, guys. The game's graphics, no words. You're watching gameplay where I have everything turned off, everything on low. The graphics you're seeing right now are the bare minimum. The only thing that's different is that I'm playing in 2K, it's a slightly higher resolution, but the textures, man, they're just beautiful. The maps, when you walk around the map, you're like, wow, what a beautiful game, guys. Excellent color palettes. It's not those super colorful things, it's really warlike, very focused. I think it's one of the most beautiful games I've played in recent years. I haven't seen how it looks on consoles, but I've seen people saying it's running really well and that the graphics are really beautiful. So let me know in the comments, if you're a console player, what do you think of the graphics? Now, for me, the main thing and what makes this a great game, an amazing game, it's the feeling of the weapons. Do you remember when we were playing Warzone 1? You probably played Warzone 1 back in 2020. You picked up those little guns from Modern Warfare 2019 and they were a delight. Do you remember the Han 7, the machine pistol 5 or the little car from Modern Warfare 2019? It's at that level or even better, no kidding. You pick up the gun, that nice feeling. The animations are really well done, really well done. Running animation, sliding animation, reloading animation, the feeling itself. All the weapons I played with, I thought they were awesome. You shoot, and man, for me, that's the main thing in a shooting game. The main thing. The game is about shooting. What are you doing? Aren't you shooting? How does it feel to shoot with that weapon? That's the main thing for me. And man, this game nailed it. The feeling is excellent. The sound design, the gunplay, man, it's really good. Hold on, I'm not only mentioning the good points. I started positive, but I'll cover the negatives. Relax. One more positive thing, guys. The mouse, man, the feeling of playing this game with a mouse, it's been years since I felt that. Which is aiming with the mouse. The shot hits where you're aiming. There's no crazy input lag, that weird feeling. Here I'm comparing it to Call of Duty. Why? The latest CODs, ever since they released Modern Warfare 2, which was in 2022, all the latest CODs, they have a terrible feeling when you play with a mouse. The input doesn't work the way it should. It's not optimized for mouse. And this game here is a game optimized for mouse. It's really great to play it with a mouse, guys. Comparing the controller and the mouse, I haven't even tried the controller yet because I'm so excited about the mouse. But this year they improved the aim assist. The aim assist in BF has always been very weak, but this year they tweaked it a bit and now it's better. So I'm seeing a lot of people playing really well with the controller. It's possible, but the controller configuration, the default configuration, if you just plug in the controller, it's not going to work well, guys. Just plugging in the controller will give you a terrible experience, you won't hit anything and will want to uninstall. I'm going to bring you guys a really good controller configuration. I'm going to test it and I'll bring it to you. Stay tuned, this week I should have that video for you. You'll see it changes completely. I think this year will be much more balanced. The controller with the mouse, okay? You'll be able to play with both easily. What's tricky is exactly this configuration, which is really complex, but don't worry. I'll bring you the guide. There's one thing, guys, about the mouse, and this is already a complaint. It has a slight input lag, this game. I feel a bit of input lag on the mouse. I don't know if it's something that can be fixed. Since it just launched, people have to keep testing and figure out how to fix it, right? Once I find out and finish it, I'll bring it here for you. There are some graphics settings, for example, that are making the input lag worse. If you use frame generation, it will make the input lag worse. So, you have to test it out, okay? But other than that, the mouse feeling is amazing. Guys, there's a point I think is important to mention here, which is very positive and really transforms the game, guys. Call of Duty is doing this now purely because of pressure. It's exactly the skill-based matchmaking. They're saying this game has skill-based matchmaking, but that's how it is if it does. I'm telling you guys, it's weak, it's really weak, I'm not feeling it, guys. You aren't punished for playing well or matched with tryhards in lobbies. There are always good, bad, and average players in every lobby. You're just playing calmly. And that's really good because you can play for hours without having to go all out. Pretending to be a medic, running back and forth, grabbing a sniper, just having fun, you know? That's an extremely positive point. And Call of Duty got so scared that they brought this to Black Ops 7 now, right? I guess that probably no one would be able to stand playing Black Ops 7 if it didn't have reduced matchmaking. Just imagine 12 tryhards in the same lobby, everyone jumping on the walls like this, with that sticky aim assist. I wouldn't be able to handle it, guys, I just wouldn't. But hold on, now I'm going to talk about the negative points. It's not all great, okay? The game isn't perfect or amazing. One thing here really bothers me. I've already seen people saying a lot of things about this. I think it depends on the PC. The game's performance isn't the best. My PC is powerful, of course. I stream on the same PC. That eats up a lot of frames, but I'm getting around 120 frames per second sometimes, 100 sometimes, depending on the map, because some maps are better than others, right? Some maps give me 90 frames, while others give me 140. So it's not exactly super optimized. Maybe they'll improve the optimization, but I'd really like to get more frames in this game, you know? The other BFs were extremely optimized games that ran on weak PCs really well. So, like, I think out of all the BFs I've played, this one is the most demanding. Some PCs are having issues. Even Levi's PC was having problems. He was getting low frame rates. So I sent him a config, he applied it, and his frames doubled. So yeah, there's a lot of trouble, things that still need to be fixed, right? That's a really negative point. Because I think for a game to be really successful, like, I don't know, Warzone 1 or like Fortnite or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I think it has to be lightweight, man. It has to run really well. I really hope they focus hard on optimization in the next few months, that they'll keep optimizing the maps and improving things, right? Because otherwise only high-end PCs, man, will be able to handle it. So why did I say there are opposing opinions here? I also see many people with weak PCs saying it runs well. So honestly, I really don't know what's going on. There are some high-end PCs that aren't running well. That's my case. My PC isn't all that great. So that's something we'll have to see what happens, right? Now, going back to the feel of the weapons, right? The feel of the weapons. It has something that I think is a negative point. Not that it's 100% negative. I even understand what they're doing, but I think the way they're doing it isn't cool. This game has a mechanic called Bloom. It's like a random deviation in the bullets, which gets stronger depending on what you're doing. But there are some bugs happening. The community still doesn't know if it's with the bloom or if it's with the netcode, with the server, right? Some shots are coming out crooked when they shouldn't, you know? The first shots there, look, there's a moment when they all come out crooked, guys, no matter what you're doing. Sometimes you're just standing still here, you know? They're probably going to fix that. Now, this bloom mechanic, I doubt they'll remove it. Personally, I don't like it. I like it when the weapon shoots straighter. I think they could implement more recoil on the weapons, predetermined recoil. That kind of recoil you can actually learn. I don't know what happened in frames per second games, that they started adding these randomness mechanics. I don't like that. But since I play more as a sniper, it affects me a lot less. For those who play a lot with assault and submachine guns, it's not as bad because you're pretty close, right? But for those who play a lot with assault, they're struggling a bit with this new mechanic. It's very likely that, depending on the feedback from the community, they'll reduce that, but I don't know how it's going to be. Another negative point, guys, a really big negative one here. There are bots in the game. I still haven't understood how the bots work. There were matches I started that were full of bots, and then players started joining, and by the end of the match there were only players. I don't know if the system is supposed to work like that. What I thought it would be is a system to get you into a match really fast, because you saw how quickly it's finding matches. You search for a match, boom, you're already in. Then they fill it up with bots, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, guys, because there were some matches that still had a few bots, and the game is really hyped up. I don't think there aren't enough players. It hit 700,000 concurrent players on Friday. Just on Steam, just on Steam. Imagine if you add PlayStation or Xbox to that. So, I doubt it's a lack of players. It could also be that there's some problem with matchmaking. Guys, I noticed that when you do a custom search, you want to play a specific mode. On a specific map, it puts you in a match with more bots. I noticed that, so that's a negative point, and I don't like it. I don't like playing against bots. But if you go to the main playlist, right there in the highlights, you just select Conquest, boom, it starts Conquest. There are hardly any bots now, but if you search for a specific map, you'll find a few. But that's also something I think they can keep tweaking and changing, you know, guys. What's going on? Why are they putting Netflix menus in games? What a terrible menu. I used to criticize the Call of Duty menu a lot. This nonsense began with Modern Warfare 2 and it went downhill from there. No one could find anything in that menu. It was the worst game menu ever. Battlefield then introduces the same Netflix style menu in-game, but it doesn't work. Guys, man, what a horrible menu, seriously. You need to take a course just to learn how to navigate that menu. I don't know why they're doing this, but you have to complain, guys. You have to complain. Man, there's no way, seriously. There's just no excuse, okay? There's no excuse. You can love the game, and it can be the world's best. The menu is terrible. The menu is horrible, ugly, really ugly. There's a negative point that I see people defending, but I even understand why they did it, which is the progression of the weapons and the character. It's taking too long, guys. I played the whole weekend and I didn't even level up my sniper, at most. It's not leveled up. It's taking too long. Seriously. It's taking so long that I think it might even push people away. Okay. People, instead of giving them a grind, right? What's the explanation that I'm hearing out there? This BF isn't an annual game. This BF, I don't even know how many years this BF will last. I don't know if it's 3, if it's 4, if it's 5, leveling up takes longer because you're going to play for a longer time. That's the explanation. I agree with that. I don't agree. I think you can have a longer level, but it doesn't have to be that much either. I think they overdid it a little. They went a bit too far. For those who are unsure between Call of Duty and BF, I already did that in the Call of Duty review. I think it's more a matter of which gameplay style you like. If you like a more military game with a good weapon feel, a game that's more about teamwork, that's not so individual like that. A game with a bigger map, a more open map that won't have shark skins or cartoon skins. Those things are for BF, which is excellent. It's really a great game. Now, if you like fast-paced action, jumping around, a faster game, more arcade style, a futuristic game, there are people who like it, man. There are people who enjoy my laser and all that. So you go to Call of Duty, it's cool this year, better than the past few years. It's probably going to be one of the most fun, because they really reduced the skill-based matchmaking. They're making a lot of changes that people have always asked for, so this year, Call of Duty will probably be fun for those who like Call of Duty. Now, I'm more of an old guy. I'm leaning more towards BF this year, guys. No kidding, I'm really more into BF. I'm having a lot more fun in BF. I thought the game was amazing, sensational. The Battle Royale is coming out this month. There was a leak saying it would come out on the 28th, but it was just a leak. Nothing was confirmed yet. They released the official roadmap, the official dates, and there was nothing about the Battle Royale. I didn't believe the leak. I thought, no, it's not coming now. But the guy who leaked it this weekend, he confirmed it again. He said, guys, it's the 28th. That's what they're telling me. They're telling me it's the 28th. So, I do believe that the Battle Royale will come on the 28th. They're going to do the same thing that Warzone did, the same thing that Apex Legends did, which is what? A day before, they drop a trailer for everyone, and the next day, boom, the game is released. They call this a shadow drop, right? You released a game without doing much advertising, you know? I'm extremely hyped, guys. I think the Battle Royale has everything to be excellent. No kidding. You just have to reproduce this same multiplayer feeling in a Battle Royale. Man, there's no secret. The multiplayer is excellent. A Battle Royale in this game, man, is going to be awesome. Really awesome. That's another reason for you to consider buying BF. Because I think it's going to have the same weapon progression. So, you play multiplayer, level up your weapons in multiplayer, and then go to Battle Royale and play there with your leveled up weapons. I believe they're going to do the same thing that Call of Duty did, right? But then leave a comment here for me. What's your opinion? Did I forget to mention any mistake here? Any flaw? Any positive point? Overall, I'm really happy with this game, guys. I think it has everything it needs to work out, everything to be a success. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, a kiss, and see you tomorrow.